Coming up on This Week in Torrance, state leaders come to the city to share the latest news from the Capitol.
Then find out which new banners will line the streets of Torrance in honor of our hometown heroes.
Plus, city park officials are making sure public spaces are chemical-free.
And West High School celebrates the completion of its remodernization project. We'll give you a sneak peek.
These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain.
And I'm Jin Chun. Thanks so much for joining us. Here are your top stories.
24 new names will be added to a special program honoring local members of the armed forces. It was a packed city council chamber as families of the Hometown Heroes Military Banner Recognition Program were featured. During the meeting, each banner was presented to the city and family members were present to accept a framed picture of their loved one's banner. Mayor Patrick Fury's father was one of the recipients this year, and a banner in memory of his late father, who served in the Navy, was presented. This year, 24 new banners were installed across the city. It's part of the city's longtime tradition of honoring the armed forces and the men and women who are serving, who have served, and the ones who are no longer here. The city now has nearly 150 banners, and the new ones were installed in time to coincide with the Armed Forces Day Parade and celebration in May. Applications for the 2020 program will be available in October. Don't forget, the city's annual Armed Forces Day Parade and celebration festivities take place on May 17th through the 19th.
Also, during this week's council meeting, the city proclaimed April as Mental Health Awareness Month. In an effort to support and promote awareness of the importance of mental health, especially among our youth, the Community Services Department is partnering with many mental health organizations across the country to spread the word that mental health is something everyone should be aware of. Teens from the Torrance Youth Council were the ones to advocate for this proclamation, and they also spoke at the meeting. City officials are encouraging people to attend an event, connect with a resource, and reach out for help if needed. 1 in 5 children in the country have or will have a mental illness, and suicide is the third leading cause of death in youth ages 10 to 24 years old. To learn more about the Torrance Youth Council, head to torranceca.gov.
Residents from the Torrance neighborhood that help light up the holidays are hoping for some change before the next season. The South Torrance Seaside neighborhood has become a big tourist attraction as many homeowners put out extravagant light displays during the holiday season. But with it gaining popularity, residents have become concerned with public safety, excessive trash, violation of traffic rules, and congestion in street peddling. City Council was asked to provide direction on possible options that included no parking signs on residential streets during peak holiday hours to allow room for emergency cars, possibly preparing an ordinance about vending on city sidewalks, and implementing a state law about regulating and selling homemade food and providing additional trash bins. Tricia Blanco, the president of the Seaside Neighborhood Association, spoke at the meeting about the concerns presented along with other residents who expressed concerns for safety. Council members unanimously approved they would return with prepared ordinances and have the city's Citizen Development and Enrichment Committee consider the other proposed items with the possibility of having a shuttle. In 2018, the city spent more than $37,000 by providing additional trash bins, increased police control, and solar power message boards to direct traffic. Even though the city does not sponsor or sanction Sleepy Hollow due to the interest of public safety, they took action. The Seaside neighborhood has nearly 5,000 residents.
State leaders came to Torrance to share the latest news from the Capitol that may affect the local community. Every year, the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce hosts its State of the State address to give the community a closer look at what's happening at the state capitol. It took place at Sunrider International headquartered in Torrance. Senator Ben Allen was the first speaker who talked about California's newest governor, Gavin Newsom, and his priorities and what he's working on. Allen mentioned leaders' goals to pay down pension debt, increase spending for kindergarten through 12th grade, and working on making the long underfunded special education system better. Allen mentioned the work on increasing affordable housing as the state currently builds nearly 80,000 new homes annually. He says they should be constructing closer to 180,000 homes per year. Senator Stephen Bradford also praised former Governor Jerry Brown. He said he recently spoke to Governor Newsom about legalized cannabis in the state and taking a look at the benefits of it. Bradford also discussed the new Clippers arena and talked about putting a moratorium on executions in the state of California. He mentioned the importance of having refineries in our communities to help boost the economy.
We have to have a relationship. That's the most important thing. Relationships is everything in government. And if the business community has a relationship with our elected leaders, whether they're local or they're statewide or even national on some occasions, it's very important to have that dialogue back and forth so they know exactly what we need and we can understand the problems they encounter in providing us with our leadership at the level that they're at.
Our members feel that they are getting firsthand knowledge about the everyday life up in Sacramento. Some of the topics that they'll touch upon today are transportation, education, energy, and things like that that the business community really wants to hear about.
The final speaker of the morning was Assemblyman Almer Tsuchi, who spoke about a bill he has been passionately working on. This legislation would increase per pupil spending and also push for more funding for public safety programs. He talked about a proposed bill where members of the armed forces who own businesses would also receive a tax break. You can catch the entire speech on YouTube, on our YouTube page. Go to youtube.com/Torrance CitiCABLE.
We mentioned a few weeks ago the retirement of longtime Community Development Director Jeff Gibson. Well, the City of Torrance now officially has a new department head. Torrance City Manager Leroy Jackson announced the appointment of Danny Santana in this new position. Santana was the Planning and Environmental Manager. He replaces Gibson, who retired in April after nearly 40 years of service. Santana has 18 years of community development experience in serving the city. Besides being in many roles within the Community Development Department, he has also served as the staff liaison to the Torrance Planning Commission and Economic Development Team. He's also achieved many accomplishments, from the collaboration with American Honda on the Honda EV Fit demonstration project to being an instrumental leader in the 1 Mile, 1 Charger EV project. Mayor Patrick Fury also commended Santana and said that he is well prepared during public presentations and is concise. He has a degree in Master of Arts in Public Administration and also a certificate in Green Building and Environmental Design from California State University, Fullerton. He will oversee a department of 69 current staff members. Some of his responsibilities will be the management of redevelopment, comprehensive planning, zoning, housing programs, project planning, and building and code enforcement. Congratulations.
Well, renovations at a local facility are underway. The beautification project of the Ruben Ordaz Community Center is becoming more apparent as crews have been working to repaint, re-landscape the front property, replace the front door, update the security porch light, build a large concrete patio. There will also be installation of park tables and benches. The work is being performed by Retro Builders on behalf of Torrance Refining Company staff and ShareFest, a nonprofit that focuses on mentoring youth to develop the leaders of tomorrow through volunteerism in the community. The improvements donated are worth more than $75,000. In late May, community members and Torrance Refining Company employees will complete a day of service by planting. They hope the project will continue to carry on the Pueblo community tradition, which began more than 48 years ago. The center was dedicated to Ruben Ordaz, who was an active member of the Torrance community, especially in that neighborhood, and will not only honor his memory, but give the community a fresh look.
Park Services staff announced they are no longer using a popular weed killer on public properties. Staff decided to suspend the use of Monsanto's Roundup at all park areas that are used by the public for play and for pet use. This comes after communities across Los Angeles were concerned about the product. Then Los Angeles County in late March issued a moratorium on the application of Monsanto's Roundup weed killer. City of Torrance staff started doing research to find alternatives and have already started using more physical and mechanical methods of weed control, along with cultivation, mulching, and smarter water practices. Officials say they have plans to continue to strive to reduce the use of herbicides on non-public areas such as easements and non-public areas of land. They also have plans to install more efficient irrigation systems that will deliver water directly to the plants that not only save water but will decrease the growth of weeds. Staff will use more green products to combat weed growth. But with that also means more expenses and the need of more staff. The main ingredient, glyphosate, was declared a carcinogen in 2015 by the World Health Organization's International Agency for Research on Cancer. More than 50 cities and counties have banned the chemical.
Well, still ahead, a new musical headlining in Torrance that's sure to take you down memory lane. We'll tell you all about it.
Plus, we'll take you to Easter celebrations across the city. Don't go anywhere.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be earthquake next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
The popular musical Mary Poppins hit the stage at the James Armstrong Theater. It was a full house as the South Bay Conservatory took the stage and performed Disney's Broadway play Mary Poppins. The musical was similar to the original, featuring familiar songs, lively dance numbers, and the main characters from the story. The play also used large, elaborate set pieces and props. Actors as young as 7 years old were among the 48 cast members to shine on the stage under the direction of Larry Watts and music director Kathleen Sullivan. And after 2 months of rehearsal, the conservatory showcased their take on the classic tale.
I mean, I think it's just like a fun story. It's a story because a lot of people don't know that it's actually about saving Mr. Banks, which is what they made a movie about, because the nanny comes, which is Mary Poppins, comes to help the children and add a little more magic into their lives, but her real goal is to fix Mr. Banks and his focus on the things that he really needs to focus on, which is his family.
The South Bay Conservatory performs 2 musicals and 1 cabaret a year. For more information, visit southbayconservatory.com.
A Torrance tradition returns to celebrate a spring holiday in the community. Breakfast and Visit with the Bunny has been a treat for families across the South Bay for years now. Put on by the city's Community Services Department, it brings families together with children of all ages. There was a balloon show by Buster Balloon, egg hunt, cookie decorating, arts and crafts, and a raffle.
I haven't been here in a long time, and it's really exciting to be back. Last year I met Santa and the Easter Bunny again. We did an Easter egg hunt with the Easter Bunny, and we also got to see Buster the Balloon guy.
It has been excellent with the event, the breakfast, egg hunt, balloon extravaganza. Everything's been on.
For some parents, it was a great deal to be able to do all of these activities at one place, and they were able to participate too.
Today's event was actually pretty impressive. We're just new members of the Torrance community, and when my wife found out about it, she brought us down, and I was like blown away with all the things that they had to do for the kids and actually getting the adults involved as well.
We've done everything. So we had our breakfast buffet, we went egg hunting, we did cookie decorating, and we saw Buster Balloon. So we've done everything.
The next event like this will be a breakfast with Santa. You can stay up to date on events in the city by going online to torranceca.gov.
The Madrone Marsh celebrated the beauty of the preserve with their spring extravaganza. Families got a chance to explore the plant life and animals in their natural environments through several guided tours. The highlight was the scavenger hunt, where families had to look out for native birds. It was the first event of its kind at the marsh. There was a live animal station showing off various reptiles, a nature story time, arts and crafts, and a lab with live specimens collected from the preserve. The event was not only educational, but a fun way for families to connect and discover the marsh and all its wonders.
The Marsh is a really great place. It's a great resource for the community. As a parent, the thing that I liked the most was the tours and the scavenger hunt out in the marsh, and just kind of doing little scavenger hunts and seeing lots of the individual animals and stuff out in the park. I think that's the coolest part about this place.
We have over 50 species of birds. We have insects. The plants are all blooming. Our native plant garden is incredible right now. And it's an opportunity to get out, enjoy nature, spend time with your family.
To learn all about the wonderful events at the Marsh, visit friendsofthemarsh.com or just stop by during visiting hours at 3201 Plaza del Amo Boulevard.
100,000 Easter eggs were placed throughout Wilson Park over the weekend for a massive egg hunt. Music filled the park as children equipped with their baskets collected as many colorful Easter eggs as possible. The Easter egg extravaganza has become an annual tradition in Torrance. The event is in its 7th year and hosted by Connection Point Church, and it just keeps getting bigger every year. Connection Point Church hosted their first egg hunt back in 2013 with 10,000 eggs, and this year they had 100,000 eggs throughout the park filled with yummy treats. More than 7,000 people joined the festivities. There were plenty of games for the kids to enjoy, from a bouncy house to a potato sack race and even face painting. The Easter egg bunny made a special appearance, taking photos with families, and there were 3 large egg hunt areas set up for kids of all ages to enjoy. There was also some live music and plenty of giveaways to make it the perfect family affair.
He's gone way beyond what we could ever think this event would be. But again, we just want to create an atmosphere where people can have fun, enjoy time together. And I believe the greatest thing we have as a church is God's people. And this is an opportunity for us to just rub shoulders and shine for the Lord.
I think it's a family get-together plus outing for us. And plus the kids have fun. And so we all have fun here.
Connection Point Church partnered with local businesses to give away 5 bicycles and 4 scooters during the event.
A local organization made sure children being treated at local hospitals were also able to celebrate Easter with some love. Happy Hats for Kids, a Torrance-based nonprofit organization, recently stopped at various locations to deliver Easter happy hats to kids battling cancer and other life-threatening illnesses. They visited White Memorial Medical Center, Harbor UCLA, Providence Little Company of Mary Medical Center, Trinity Kids Care Hospice, and Torrance Memorial Medical Center, to name a few, bringing Easter celebrations to ones who otherwise wouldn't have had one. The bunny hats were created with love by students and senior volunteers. Happy Hats for Kids was founded in 1991 by Sherry Schreier after she saw her family members die from cancer. To learn more about the organization, go to happyhatsforkids.org.
About a year ago, one South Bay family had the opportunity of a lifetime to be featured on a Netflix show that has since taken the world by storm. Torrance CitiCABLE reporter Michael Patterson sat down with the Akiyama family from Tidying Up with Marie Kondo to check in on how their life has changed 1 year post-Kondo.
We didn't really know how much it was going to change us.
About a year ago, Wendy Akiyama's home looked like this. That was until an organizing guru from Japan paid her and her husband to visit.
It's a very positive energy. I mean, you can really feel it when she walks in.
Wendy is talking about Marie Kondo, a decluttering consultant that took the world by storm when her Netflix series, Tidying Up with Marie Kondo, was released in January. The show features Kondo helping families who desperately needed to organize their home. South Bay natives and Torrance business owners Wendy and her husband Ron, the empty nesters, fit that bill to a T.
Every morning waking up and see that tower of baseball cards and wondering if it's going to fall down, having a hard time finding clothes. When you have a busy day at work and you come home and all that stuff is still there, it just adds to the stress.
Over the course of the episode, Kondo was able to teach Ron and Wendy how to begin removing things from the home that did not spark joy. Something Wendy says was a lot harder than most people realize.
We worked from 4 o'clock in the morning till 2 o'clock in the morning almost every day. Otherwise, it wasn't going to happen. I mean, we had books all the way up the staircase. It was a week that we had to go through books. That, I think, was probably the turning point, because all of a sudden now it was just, the house was much lighter and we could feel the difference and we were more joyful, about going through this process.
Marie Kondo has encouraged millions of people across the world to get rid of unused items that don't bring them joy anymore, like shoes or unused clothes. But where does all that unused stuff go? Well, it's going to thrift stores and it's showing up in unprecedented amounts.
A lot of stores have in the past had to buy like new product to do that. I have been lucky enough I haven't needed to do that to supplement my shelves. It is all gently used items because we've had such a increase of people selling to us.
The owner of Uptown Cheapskate in Torrance, Alyssa Lindsay, says that some people who come in to sell items say they are doing so because of the show.
We hold on to a lot of stuff that we don't necessarily need. By also bringing stuff in here, it's recycling it for people instead of, just taking it into the garbage. So not only are you organizing your life, you're being good and green to the environment.
Now that the taping is over, the family has had a year to reflect on the experience. They have an Instagram account that they use to update their fans and encourage people across the world to work on their own decluttering journey.
It's neat to be able to give back some of the enthusiasm that they were able to get from feeling that experience and give that to other people.
Lisa Robinson is Ron and Wendy's daughter and encouraged them to get on social media. She says that seeing her mom help others brings her joy.
We work together on creating content and captions and responding to messages. It's a lot of work, but it's been really fun.
One of their other children, Russell, says that he likes the account because it allows his mother to do what she does best, inspire others.
She shines when she sees ways how to encourage other people to shine. Seeing them now having, all of the people who follow them on Instagram and stuff, I get to see my mom evolving even into this more, beautiful form of what it is that she's capable of doing through just doing the things that makes her Wendy Akiyama, and that's pretty cool.
Ron and Wendy have been able to keep their home tidy in the year post-condo, and they hope others can change their life by decluttering as well.
It is a total life-changing process. If I'm going to give any advice to people that want to go through it, it would be start. Just start it. Look at read the book, look at the categories, and start. And don't give up, because you will definitely find at the end of it how life-changing it is.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Michael Patterson.
Thanks, Michael. Wendy Akiyama says that the decluttering journey is one that never ends. To keep up with her journey, follow Ron and Wendy Akiyama on Instagram.
The City of Torrance now has one more 24-hour fitness gym centrally located right on the boulevard. Guests stopped by to get a first look at the newest Super Sport 24-hour fitness gym location at Del Amo Crossing. It has everything you would need to get a good workout, including an indoor lap pool, sauna and steam rooms, whirlpool, Olympic training rig, and strength training. The 44,000 square foot facility marks the third 24-hour gym in Torrance. On the day of its grand opening, some of the classes featured were Pop Pilates, Zumba, Body Pump and Spin. Del Amo Crossing is conveniently located near the 405 and is near big-name hotels and prominent businesses. Some other additions that will go on the site is a high-end restaurant, retailers, and the best part, it's right across from the Del Amo Fashion Center. To find out how you can become a member of the new gym or check it out, go to 24hourfitness.com.
A place where you can explore authentic Japanese foods and products is now moving to the boulevard. The Del Amo Fashion Center will have a Mitsuwa marketplace soon. The 2 building permits were recently issued. City staff says they are in the process of building out their new space at the former Marshall's building at the mall. They will be relocating from their Western Avenue site. Plans are to refurbish the space with a modern design that has aluminum fins and metal panels along the exterior. There will be a new dining patio along the west side of the building for their food court customers. Mitsuwa Marketplace is the largest Japanese supermarket in the United States. They have everything from Japanese groceries, general items, electric appliances, cosmetics, and much more.
A local business has built a product just for first responders. Pelican Products, Inc. announced its lightweight Pelican Air 1465 EMS case. The Pelican team worked with professionals in the field to create a case that would be easy to deploy. It's 40% lighter than standard Pelican protector cases, but can also stand the harshest conditions on Earth. The top tray and case lid work together as a seal to prevent tray compartment contents from spilling out into the case while it's being transported. The medication case is 3-tiered and has stainless steel brackets. Pelican is the global leader in the design and manufacture of high-performance protective cases, temperature-control packaging solutions, and much more for professionals and outdoor enthusiasts. The Pelican headquarters is in Torrance.
West High School's modernization project is finally complete after 2 years. West High School students showed off their talents in celebration of their new campus. The Torrance Unified School District, along with members of the community, rededicated the high school as a culmination of all the renovations done. City council members and representatives from state leaders' offices were there as well. Thanks to 4 bond measures passed in 2008, the campus has a brand new auditorium, renovated gymnasium, upgraded fire alarms, new interior classroom lighting, painting, surveillance cameras, security fencing, and restroom renovations, along with much more.
It's huge because it happened because of our community. They're the ones who voted through the bond measures to bring this to our schools. And it was such a need and very important. It raises morale. The school is a hub for the community, a center for our students. It's a safe spot for them to be and to feel comfortable and learn and grow.
We commend you for continuing to develop productive learners in the South Bay community. Best wishes for continued success. And I want to say this in front of everybody here today. West is best.
West High School has an enrollment of 2,000 students and also offers 7th and 8th graders accelerated classes.
The Torrance Fire Department is one of the few recipients of a grant that will improve patient care in the city. The Health Information Exchange Grant was approved, providing funding to the local fire department. This means that Torrance firefighters will be able to access a patient's medical record automatically, inform a receiving facility of an incoming patient transport, automatically upload records, and allow for case review to inform re-diagnosis and outcome for quality measures. Torrance Fire is the first agency to provide this level of care. It's also called the SAFER model for short. Assistant Chief of the EMS Division, Alec Miller, says it's a monumental step in patient care and interoperability. Also, the collaboration will help their team make adjustments to pre-hospital care to improve patient outcomes.
And before we go with the city's annual Armed Forces Day Parade and celebration just a few weeks away, CitiCABLE invites all of you at home to share with us some of your favorite memories of this longtime Torrance tradition. Now this week we're sharing photos submitted by Zora Muhammad and her husband Anil, who love watching the parade. These photos were from 2017 and 2018. Zora also works in the city's finance department. Thank you so much for sharing these great photos. And we also have photos from Jean Wellsome of Torrance. These are of her son Michael from 2012 when he was just 10 years old. Jean says he was so excited to watch and meet the men and women who serve our country. Thank you so much, Jean and Michael. We hope to see you again at this year's Armed Forces Day Parade and celebration. If you have any photos or videos you'd like to share from past Armed Forces Day weekends, email them to us at citicable@torranceca.gov. Be sure to mention your name, what neighborhood of Torrance you're from, and any details of the memories you'd like to share.
Well, that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain.
And I'm Jin Chun. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.